Hello, good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. Hopefully that music has given you a little bit of energy. I'm in Vancouver, so I definitely needed something to perk me up for the session. My name is Isabel Nolan. I'm the Director of Programs for Startup Canada, and you're very welcome to today's Startup Women's Industry Advisory Circle for Women Newcomers in Business. To begin, I would like to acknowledge that the land on which I'm on today is located on the unceded and traditional territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh Nations, also known as Vancouver. As we are a national organization, I also like to acknowledge with respect the diverse histories and cultures of all Indigenous peoples on this land. And I encourage you to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional territories you're residing on today. Today's session is being recorded and we'll add it to our resource guide along with any other resources that are shared throughout today's session. So a little bit about Startup Canada. We're a national nonprofit that's the gateway to Canada's entrepreneurial ecosystem. We're here to connect entrepreneurs with the support, community, and tools that they need to build a successful business in Canada. Since launching in 2012, we've grown to support more than 130,000 entrepreneurs annually and have an ever-growing community of ecosystem partners from coast to coast to coast. And dedicated to showing up for women all year round. The Startup Women program is annual and offers support for early stage women identifying entrepreneurs across Canada through topic-focused webinars, industry advisory circles like this, and meetings with startup women leaders. We know that when you support women, you truly do support a nation. And these monthly industry advisory circles will provide you, the attendees, with a deeper understanding of trends and practices in your sector, or rather, your perspective and experiences being a newcomer or immigrant to Canada. And we'll hopefully leave you with some actionable takeaways and resources you can implement into your business. So we have a short message from one of our co-presenting partners, the Scotiabank Women Initiative, that we'll play
now. The Scotiabank Women Initiative is dedicated to your success on your terms.
I'm shaping our industry's vision for the future.
I can expand my business without borrowing from my family.
I know I can face anything thanks to my network.
I'm ready for my next chapter.
I'm inspiring future leaders.
I'm making sure my family's future is secure.
Define your success, and we'll help you achieve it. With unbiased access to capital and tailored solutions, bespoke specialized education, and holistic advisory services and mentorship. Join our community of women today, the Scotiabank Women Initiative.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Miriam. We also have in attendance Miriam Francisc. She is the National Lead for Black and Racialized Exporters and Inclusive Trade at EDC. Miriam, you're very welcome to join us. EDC are one of our program partners, and I'll pass it over to you to speak a little bit about EDC and our partnership.
Thank you so much, Isabel. I'm delighted to be here today. As you mentioned, I'm part of the Inclusive Trade team at EDC, and I'll give you a little bit of explanation or download on what it is EDC about, what we're doing, how we're helping entrepreneurs, how we're helping exporters. So EDC, Export Development Canada, is actually Canada's export credit agency. And really our mission is to help Canadian companies do business successfully in international markets. So we've been around for 80 years now, and we've been able to, have and collect this expertise and experience to take and manage significant levels of risks to help Canadian companies grow their business. We do this by equipping Canadian companies with the tools they need to succeed. And when we talk about tools, we talk about knowledge, financial solutions, equity, insurance, and business connections. Depending on where your company is at it in its export journey, we have different resources that are available to support your planning and business needs. So, exporting, yes, it can be daunting. You already made the choice to come here. You left your country of origin or where you were at to come to Canada. And it's already very courageous. And for that, I applaud you and I commend you for what you've been doing and this journey that you decided to take on. So now, when you have a business here, do you want to go back out to export? Typically, we saw and data and statistics show that immigrants and immigrant women are more prone to exporting than Canadian-born businesses because they know other markets. They are more familiar with the cultural differences, with the business practices, and they understand that sometimes the opportunities are located somewhere else. So we've seen also that exporters are making more money. They are more resilient. They grow faster. They're more productive and competitive. And they can create economies of scale, which really help them reduce cost and increase efficiency. So, when you're trying to put your ideas, your innovation, and your technologies and processes that you know and learn from somewhere else, and you're putting it in your business to actually continue to grow not only Canada but the world itself, it's actually very competitive as a business. So what we've also seen is that for women entrepreneurs, and that's probably more generally speaking for women entrepreneurs, they embed ESG principles from the get-go. They address UN, so the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and they also try to solve the world's problem. So, even though it is daunting, you have partners like EDC who's ready to help you and support you. So what we do carry as solutions to really help you. So typically we have developed knowledge solutions that would help you with articles, webinars, podcasts, providing you with a wealth of knowledge and market intelligence to grow your business abroad. And under our expert help desk, you can find my edc.ca acting as your knowledge assistant in your growth journey. I may have, I should have, I'm kind of backtracking a little bit because I should have started with what it is to be exporting and what it is, where we are at. So, exporting, the definition of exporters, because typically we realize that people don't know as a business if they are exporters or not. Exporters are businesses that receive payment from a foreign market. That's it. It's just that qualify an exporter. So I'm sure if you're maybe transacting once or twice with another country, even if it's your country of origin, you are acting as an exporter and you are eligible to receiving the resources, the solutions, and the innovation, the knowledge, the capital that Canada has developed and collected together. So, broadly speaking, the three main categories of risks when we're talking about exporting, because risks are inherent to exporting, there are of three categories, as I mentioned: economic and financial risk, social risk, political risk, and the majority of Canadian companies do start with the U.S. though. The U.S. is our primary partner, primary business customer as well, because, for instance, the U.S. has 10 times the population of Canada. And Canada business represents about 2% of the global trade, generally speaking. So you can just imagine how, big the world is when you're trying to export to different markets. So yes, the U.S. is the market, the favorite or the preferred market when business starts to export, but they're also going to other markets, as I mentioned, when they're particularly familiar with those markets. So we have, again, the insurance that could help you reduce the risk by paying, a small premium on the volumes of your contract to make sure that you are paid, that, you help your banking partner as well be more comfortable with the risk that you're taking. And we also carry different types of guarantees that could leverage the risks. And we take on the risk that the banking partner is sometimes, not able to take for you and your business. And we also work with all of the different partners across the ecosystem to make sure that you have access to financing, to investment, to connections, and making sure as well that you are not feeling alone in this, because by the time that you decided to incorporate your business in Canada, you became part of the Canadian business ecosystem. So really, as a closing, I'll say that we know that the number of diverse entrepreneurs is really growing, and you are part of it. You can have an enormous benefit to our economy and our community. And our goal at EDC is really to support you to grow and scale globally. And now more than ever, EDC is committed to engaging and supporting underrepresented entrepreneurs in trade, including women, including immigrants, indigenous, Black owned, and racialized owned businesses. And also, we have broadened our scope to us LGBTQI plus and people living with disabilities. So my final advice to you is really think globally from the very beginning to ensure that you don't limit yourself and that you can react to future possibilities and allow yourself to have global inspirations by setting up your business up for success. So thank you so much for listening.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Miriam, for taking us through everything that EDC does to support entrepreneurs. And I can vouch for EDC. They've been a wonderful partner of ours for quite a few years now. So if you would like to be put in touch with them, please do let us know. Very quickly, I'll just give a shout out and thank you to the rest of our partners. So our other co-presenting partner is UPS. Our other program partners are Mastercard and YSpace Ella. And we have a very large community of ecosystem partners that will add a full list into the chat for you to peruse. So as I mentioned, today's session is for women newcomers in business. I was very excited to do this session. I was saying to the speakers just before we went live that I'm originally from Ireland. I just have passed the 5-year mark, so I'm technically no longer a newcomer. But I very much can relate to all the struggles that you go through moving to a new country. And you know, all the things that come along with that, setting up your life here and building a community. So I can't even imagine the additional unique challenges that you face when you're starting up a business. And you know, especially if English is my first language, so if English isn't your first language, there's an additional layer there as well. So we have some really fantastic speakers for you today who have gone through that entire process. And these are called industry advisory circles. Of course, newcomers is not necessarily an industry. So today's discussion, of course, will center around the early stage parts of building your business, but also just, what it's like to start and grow your community here and your support network, and all the sort of cultural differences as well that you probably go through when you're moving to Canada from your home country. So I want to give you a very quick overview of what to expect for a little bit less than 2 hours now. So in a moment, I am actually going to pass it over to you, the attendees, to introduce yourselves. You can either do this on camera or in the chat, whatever you're most comfortable with. If you are on camera, I will assume that you are comfortable introducing yourself. I do highly encourage everyone to put your camera on if you're able to. It allows us to have more informal conversational session today. And you'll hear me say multiple times throughout the session, oh, it's so good to see people putting their cameras on. Amazing. I very much want everyone to feel that they have a voice in this conversation and they can ask questions, or they can provide their own perspective and all of that. So please do bear that in mind as well, that the session is for you. So please do make the most of it and ask your questions and all of that. So I'll give that about 12 to 15 minutes for everyone to introduce themselves. I'll try to get through everyone. Then we're going to pass that on to each of our speakers today, who will do a bit of an expert talk. They'll really just bring you through how they started their business, what inspired them to start their business. So I'll have about 3 minutes each to do that. And then we will go into, Then we'll go into our panel discussion, and this will last for about 50 minutes or so. We have quite a few questions drafted that the speakers have been shown and gone through, but like I said, this session is for all of our attendees, so I will give priority to your questions, and you can do that by using the raise hand function and asking on camera, or if you're more comfortable, you can ask in the chat and I can ask on your behalf as well. And then the final piece is our networking breakout rooms. So we do this for about 30 minutes. You'll have maybe 3 to 4 people in your networking breakout room, 10 minutes sort of rotation. And this is really for more intentional networking. Assuming everyone in the room has gone through similar experiences in coming to Canada and starting their business or looking to start their business. So this is a great way for you to build your community today. So I'll stop rambling. We will pass it over to our attendees to introduce themselves. So let us know your name, like a small bit about your business, and maybe what you're hoping to get out of today's session. Just be mindful of time. I'll try to get through everyone, so if you can keep it short, that would be wonderful. So the first person I have here is Isabel Duarte.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Isabella. I'm from Mexico, and I have a company who's called Forward Age, and I'm running I overlook highly qualified immigrants that are already here in Canada that have struggled to find a job, and I connect them to another startups. And yeah, I do that. And I'm hoping to get more networking here and learn about more from the business.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Isabella.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Primi. Stella Eats.
Primi. Thank you, Isabel. Yes, I'm Primi Signer. I'm originally from Philippines, though I've been here for almost 8 years, but I just recently got my PR just this January. So I feel like going back to the newbie. Stella Eats is the app that we're building to help people with restricted or special dietary needs, people with celiac diseases, having issues with their IBS, going through IBS. So we want to build that platform. In Canada, we found out that it is really a growing untapped market, and there's not been a solution that's kind of catering towards their needs with our special dietary issues. So we're working on that, and we're looking to get partners that can help that build this dream come true. Originally in the Philippines, we were tapping the plant-based market because it's big in the Asian country. But living here in Canada, I realized that there is also that potential. And for today's session, I look forward to building communities, learning with each other, and also learn from the panel the best route to go forward, since I'm also a startup in this business. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, next up, your camera isn't on. So Valentina, if you would like to put your microphone on to introduce yourself. Okay, they turned their camera off. Next up is Alexandra from Lovejoy.
Hi, everybody. I'm happy to be here. Thanks, Isabel, for this great opportunity to be here. I am the founder of Lovejoy Pilates, which is a brand of Creations Unit Incorporated. It's a family-owned company registered in Quebec City. I'm originally Greek, and like you, Isabel, I really feel far away from home. But I've been here for 7 years now with my husband, who is Quebecois, and together we run our company. He's a tech side of things, and I am the certified Pilates teacher, creator of the Lovejoy Pilates app, and president of our company. We have 4 kids, and I'm almost done. And I teach classes, group classes online almost every day, 6 days a week. And I also film videos and workouts, and also work one-on-one on my studio here in Quebec.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. Next up, Sadhna. And I recognize you. I think you've been to a few of our sessions.
Yes, I thank you, Sybil. I am participating almost all the programs.
Love
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
I'm fan of Startup Canada. I'm Sadhna, and I'm the founder of Entrepreneur ESL Metalinguistic Foundation. So I'm a newcomer. Actually, I cannot say that I'm newcomer. I came to Canada and I studied here, and then I start my startup. Then I found that I am more than profit. I am more non-profit soul. So I started non-profit. So I found that countless others also facing same language barriers. So that's why I created Entrepreneur ESL, who is the newcomers who having language and linguistic difficulties. So I'm helping them to get into the Canadian business landscape. So what I'm offer I'm providing language training support labs, digital support, as well as mental support. We have a team, all are volunteer, medical doctors, psychologists, and other business mentors. So what we are doing is giving benefit them to have some language tools and make them confident as they go on. And as a newcomer, they face a lot of economical difficulties getting into the job. So a new business will be a good option for them. But people who are having a language difficulty coming with good skills, so we helping them. And what we are asking is support for this organization when making partnership, and contacting, introduce us if some newcomer who are having language problem and who wanted to get into the business. So we have a wide variety of support right now, and we have a network who happily volunteering for us for this course. And if I say I am a computer engineer, and I completed my master's in electrical and computer engineering. Now I learning cybersecurity and helping small business and non-profit to save their digital assets. So connect with me. This is all about me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sadhna. And yes, please feel free to share links into the chat so everyone can connect with you, and that goes out to everyone as well. So you can
Thank you
each other. Next up, Avneet.
Hey, hi Isabel. Hi everyone. Sorry. So good to connect with all you guys. But I think as Isabel, you were also mentioning, I've been in Canada for a couple years now. But I recently got my citizenship like a week ago. So now I'm a Canadian. But yeah, that's one thing. Other than that, I did my master's in Canada and I was working with RBC for a couple years. And then I've left my office and I'm working on building my own business. The field or stream will be related to skill training, specifically online skill training, which will assist people in either finding jobs or who are already in corporates to support them through the process. So me and my husband will be working on it together. So we are still in the idea stage, trying to figure out names and just how to connect with people. So I have attended this session, or I signed up for it when I saw that it's specifically related to women, and it'll be a good place to connect with more people who are here new or already there, but like working on their businesses all together. So I'm looking forward to networking and understanding more in terms of what advice people have for us, especially like we heard in the beginning as related to EDC. So that's why I'm here. So yeah, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Avneet. I will say we have only a few more minutes left, so I'll do my best to get through everyone that's on screen right now. So next up is Laura McNeil. Oh,
sorry, I was muted. Yes. Hi everyone. I'm Laura McNeil, and I'm the founder of Carib Farm. It's a digital knowledge sharing community platform for small scale farmers in the global south mostly, but that might change. Anyways, I'm a relatively early stage founder, 4 years or so. We're pre-revenue, but hoping to change that very soon. Yeah, I am actually Canadian, born in Toronto. So not a newcomer, but I've been out of the country for almost 20 years. So I'm newly returned.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, and thank you.
Sarah, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Sarah. I think I'm totally new. In this following December, it's been 2 years that I moved from Iran to here. Back in Iran, I had travel agency. I was like a local tour operator who just received so many international tourists. But due to geopolitical conflict, I have to move here to study my master in tourism and hospitality industry. So I have some raw ideas to start my own business over here, but like all other newcomers, I just have some fears, lack of confidence. How can I do what I have been doing there, like in some other ways here? So I hope to just get what I need in this gathering, and thanks for you for hosting this event. Yeah, good to meet you, everyone.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Alrighty, Gemma.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, my name is Gemma. I'm from the United States. I'm currently living in Montreal, Canada. My business involves finding a solution to help seniors age in place, as we have a large number of senior citizens getting older and facing problems that they might have accidents in the home. So looking for home modification solutions for the upcoming boomer generation to retire. So just in the early stages, and interested to meeting everybody and learning more about starting a business.
Wonderful. Thank you, Gemma. And Karen Fox.
Hi, I'm Karen. I lived in Canada for 9 years and then got my citizenship, went 7 years abroad and came back 1 year ago. Right now I'm in a family camp, so I'm talking from non-so-formal area. Here, I'll show you. Oh, sorry. This is where I am now.
Oh, you definitely got the best view out of all of us.
So we are developing a networking platform. So basically, in a place like I am now, we're launching our MVP. And basically, if everyone here are on our platform, you will see that pop up the 3 people that are relevant for you and with the conversation topic, and it's help you to engage in big conferences or in event. And we're launching now in September our MVP, and we're looking for organization, maybe like Startup Canada in the next event, to basically partner and then use our networking app in event to connect people, not like by chance, but according to what they're looking for and according to what they're doing. So more enhanced and tailored networking experience.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, Karen. And yeah, you're gonna have a lovely time just listening to this, sitting in the beautiful nature there. I'm a little jealous of you. Alrighty, thank you so much everyone who introduced themselves, gives myself and our speakers a really great idea of who is in the room with us and how can we best support you throughout today. So I'm going to pass it over to our speakers to give us a quick overview of who they are, their journey, and a little bit about their business as well, so that each have about 3 minutes to go through this. Speakers, when I say your name, maybe you can just give everyone a wave so they know who you are. So our fantastic speakers today, we have Nesreen Abosolan. She's a co-founder of Wood Chocolates and Gifts. Constanza Safatle. founder and CEO of NewBornLander. Tatjana Beocanin is the CEO of Zest Circle Corporation, and Svetlana Ratnikova is the Women's Leadership Advocate at Immigrant Women in Business. And I believe Svetlana also has some team members joining here today. So thank you so much to our speakers, and we're going to go right into it. So Nesreen, I'll have you kick things off to tell us your story.
Thank you, Isabel. And thank you everyone who's joining us today. It's so pleasure to meet all of you. As Isabel mentioned, I'm a co-founder and owner of Void Chocolates and Gifts, which is a luxury brand for chocolate and a social enterprise that specializes in Middle Eastern inspired chocolate. At what means the love in Arabic. And our mission is to celebrate the traditions and the culture through our unique chocolate. While we are doing so, we are doing something very good, which is empowering refugees by creating economic opportunities to them by partnering with local nonprofit organizations supporting refugees in their economic journey through economic stability here in Canada. As a proudly refugee-owned business, we also very passionate about offering the taste experience, not only just eating the chocolate, but tasting the experience of being in the Middle East, bringing a lot of stories and memories and nostalgia to each person who's trying our chocolate. At Wood, we are celebrating our heritage and our future at the same time, making our chocolate just a perfect gift for everyone who's trying it. I'm so happy today to be part of this conversation with all these amazing people around the room, and looking forward to learn from everybody as well. Thank you, Isabel.
Thank you so much, Nesreen. All right, I'll pass it over to Constanza.
Oh, hi everyone. Okay, there we go. Hi, I prepared a really short presentation for you, but I feel visual helps so much to understand. Oh, I am froze.
Nope, you're all good.
Okay, cool. So my name is Constanza Safatle. I am the owner of NewBornLander Baby Store. I am located in Newfoundland, Labrador. I love this quote, especially for newcomers. Done is better than perfect, because many times we get stuck about how our English, our language, the ones that don't speak English, or to try to have everything in order to start a business. And I feel like the best way to start is getting done your task and start, because ready is a lie. You never will feel 100% ready to start a business. So this is me in 2017, starting at home with a domestic machine, watching videos in YouTube to learn how to sew. I am a commercial lawyer back home. And when I moved to Canada, I couldn't enter to the labor market, as you know, and it's a pretty tough journey. And I started my own business, and I have my newborn, and was really hard to find baby accessories. So I thought, like, maybe I start a baby store would be a good idea. And that is how NewBornLander started. But then the business grew. And when grow, and I found a big problem. And at the time that I was finding myself in this community, and which was, I definitely was a lack of opportunities for immigrant women to enter into the labor market and to find good quality baby accessories. So the solution was create a sustainable manufacturing company, and that provide employment opportunities for immigrant women beyond all the barriers of languages and experiences. So basically find a way to help other women, refugees or immigrants, to get in the Canadian labor market, become my big why in this company. So we are a social enterprise. There you see where we are right now, and in a commercial space where we are able to manufacture, storage, and sell. Today, we are over 5 women, all of us from different countries. I would say the time in NewBornLander for everyone is around 1 to 2 years. I always say nobody come to Canada to sew. We teach them how to sew, but what I hope always is empower them and motivate them to connect them with the employers and that recognize their past experience. If they want to stay in NewBornLander, I am happy to stay with them. So we are a little family. And the power of a small business, I feel this is one of my big wins, that I was able to remove a policy, a local policy, that don't allow to immigrants without permanent residence to incorporate the business. I finished in the Confederation building talking and advocating for this change, and that happened. So there you see, this was the premier of our province, and John Fraser, the ex-minister of immigration, making the release of the amendment of the Act of Incorporation. And also opening the doors. That was the day that we moved to this from home to this commercial space. So to be a good leader, you need to be a smart follower. Sometimes as an immigrant, we need to follow, but that doesn't mean that we can be smart and find the ways to create change in our community. So that is me. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Constanza, for putting that together as well. All right, next up is Tatjana.
Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. My name is again Tatjana Beocanin. I'm a Chief Operating Officer for Zest Circle Corporation. I've arrived myself to Canada in 1994, so I would consider myself a naturalized Canadian with a landed immigrant background. I have been supporting immigrants in employability in the economy sector of labor board market in Alberta. However, I have been very active in the entrepreneurial sector since 2011. Recently, I am a CEO for Zest Circle Corporation, which is a company or corporation that's highly committed to fostering diversity, inclusivity, and innovation. We are supporting immigrants. We are a for-profit. However, all of the programs in mentorship as well as coaching, we do offer pro bono with our legal department as well. I am here currently supporting immigrant women in Calgary through different mentorship programs, some of the organizations such as CIVA, Calgary Immigrant Women Association, as well as TIAS in mentorship. I would strongly suggest to everyone to connect with these agencies. I am also proudly supporting our founder and CEO of Zest Circle Corporation, Katira Ramuzi, who is an Afghan immigrant woman, and she has been supporting immigrant entrepreneurs since 2016, collectively opening up businesses and providing funding as well as angel investor support. One thing that I would really like to emphasize regarding immigrant women and entrepreneurship is the unique perspective, resilience, creativity they bring to the world of business. I believe that this is a great economic empowerment. It is a great way to take control and make a lasting mark and impact on the world and our economy. There is a couple of different programs that I would like to suggest across Canada as well for people to stay connected and network. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. I also want to say that I am so impressed by the value and everything that I've heard in this audience today. And I am greatly thankful to be here. So thank you, everyone, and thank you to the organizers.
Thank you so much, Tatjana. And finally, we'll pass it over to Svetlana.
Hi. First of all, like everybody else here, I'm grateful to be here. Isabel, thank you for smiling. The positive spirit is always that what we buy into, right? We're definitely not shorting any resources in this country, but we can pick up on leadership, on positivity, enthusiasm, and taking risk to start companies and creating products, services that actually change people's lives and scale it to many different other countries around the world. So we can do it in Canada. And I'll continue with my gratitude to Canada, land of freedom and opportunities, land of gender equality, land of human rights, land of ethical capitalism, and land of the future of female leadership. Female, we'll say today, the future is female. I believe that the challenges we had to go through as females, even in Canada, that's what built us who we are today. Resilient, unstoppable, change makers. Somebody touched on that already. So welcome to my world. I came out from retirement 10 years ago. One of my companies that's related to today's network is nonprofit Immigrant Women in Business. We have chapters 6 in Ontario, 2 nationally. We are a growing organization. We grow through leadership. Leaders come to us from all over, leadership of that caliber that already built a business and they want to do good in the world. So they do both at the same time, continue growing for-profit businesses just like myself, and expanding their reach with their resources to other people. They believe in giving spirit, love networking. Most of our board members, founding members, steering committee, and influencers, just unstoppable networkers. They're on the ground with their legs every day, networking, prospecting, helping other people. And I came to Canada 30 years ago. Didn't speak a word of English. Came from Moscow, from Russia. I built a business over there. The minute I got threatened that my son might be killed if I don't give them a lot of money, which I found as didn't make sense at that point, I just left the country. One of the best decisions I ever made. Came to Canada. I loved each and every piece of that. And if we have newcomers in the audience, this country is country for massive action. Take action, volunteer, become mentor, intern, get a job and start the business right away. Urgency and massive action should be our best ingredients because we are not lacking anything to create phenomenal lifestyle for ourselves, for our children, for our community, and help to scale gender equality all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Svetlana. Fantastic, inspiring, and uplifting words. So thank you so much to each of our speakers. So attendees, hopefully that gives you a little bit more of an idea of who they are and about their business. So we're going to move into our panel discussion. And like I said, I have quite a few questions drafted. But I always think it's a sign of a good session if we hardly get to my questions. So please do feel free to use the raise hand function if you have a question for any of our speakers today, or if you'd like to ask it in the chat, I can ask on your behalf as well. I'll kick it off maybe to warm everyone up. So to each of our speakers, can you maybe identify one of the challenges that you faced in being a newcomer or immigrant to Canada and starting your business that perhaps someone in this room might be going through, and how did you overcome it? So Nesreen, maybe I'll pass to you first.
Thank you, Isabel, and thank you everyone for introducing yourself. That was amazing to get to know everyone in the room. I will focus on one of the main challenges that are facing, I think, everyone in the room in general, and particularly women, and in particular mothers as well. I think that the journey to being an entrepreneur in general is filled with challenges and struggles, but when you are a newcomer in a country, you are struggling to balance actually your day-to-day, following up on everything that's related to rebuild actually your life from the scratch. You come to a new country as a newcomer without family support, without your social network support, and you need to build that from the scratch, which is actually so much harder than it sounds, especially for those who have language barriers. That makes the situation worse. So while you would like to focus on your entrepreneurship journey, you need to find another job to survive financially in the country, something to pay your rent, something to pay your bills, something to pay for your food, to bring food on your table. So you need to do both. And like at the beginning, a lot of people, their immigration status does not allow them to a lot of funding opportunities, a lot of mentorship opportunities. So they have to do everything by their own, and they are not eligible for a lot of the support resources that which are there. So struggling among all of these things and juggling all of these responsibilities was one of the main struggles that I have faced. I will also, I always would like to highlight that regardless your situation, it's always harder when you are a woman. It's always harder when you are a woman from minority, and it's even like it's a triple harder when you are a mother. Like I think that one of the main challenges that faced me, that I was a mother, I like the family support, I like the social network support, and I had to do everything while I'm feeding the dinner to my children. I prepared their dinner and I sit them on the table. I did not eat. I start working on my computer, like building the business, reaching out to people, doing some videos, doing some marketing, all of that while I need to watch 3 children. I know that that was hard, but I know that it's not only myself. Like I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of mothers out there who are doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. So, and like I have started doing that 3 years ago. So you need to juggle all of that while watching like kids' homeworks, planning their trips, responding to the school emails, waking up the next day, go to your job, like 9 to 5 job, and you have to find out some time for your business. So juggling all of that at the same time, it is so much harder than it sounds. This is so unique to the immigrant experience. Like entrepreneurship in general, like I'm pretty sure that entrepreneurs all over the world are sharing a lot of struggles regarding the funding, the opportunities, the marketing, raising the sales, etc., etc. But when you are women in business and immigrant, that brings a lot of struggle to the table. These were while these were like a lot were like main challenges to me, but again, I would like to say that these were a lot of inspiration behind that. They were like the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, the reason that I would like to tell the stories that I'm telling through my product. They were like my 3rd child, actually, he was the main inspiration behind the business idea. Like at all, like my daughter was like the main reason, like, hey, yeah, mommy, we would like to have the business. Why that was like, and a part of it is so hard and make things harder, but on the other side, it has a lot of inspiration and positive energy and making me like stronger to do what I'm doing. So and I think that a lot of women in the room, especially mothers, are relating to what I'm saying. So
thank you so much, Nesreen. Yeah, a lot of that I'm sure resonates with today's attendees. Constanza, do you have anything to add for a struggle that you, or rather a challenge you went through when starting your business?
Yeah, no, I mean, thank you so much for sharing all of that, because I feel everything resounds to every one of us. I would say I'm a mother too, and I grew this business working in the nights until feed them and put them asleep, and the weekends. Permanent resident, it is a huge thing that I feel everyone that was able to get it can feel the freedom, and how the sense of belonging start to take a big part of you, and get a sense of what you are doing in Canada, basically. Because and I believe it is a struggle. It's something that we should be advocate as an immigrant women, that is not reasonable pathway to take your permanent resident if you are doing a business. It's just not reasonable. It doesn't work with the timelines that we have in place in Canada. So unfortunately, you need to have a full-time job in order to get this paper. And it is crazy because at some point, NewBornLander, one of my struggle, which is was the permanent resident, I already received it, but at one point, as I shared in my short presentation, was to being able to incorporate in Newfoundland Labrador, I need to have the permanent resident. But as an entrepreneur, I was able to get it. So then my employer need to provide me the letter. And the problem of that is like the business start to grow, and to grow, I need to incorporate hiring people, apply to funding, a lot of like benefits that are there that I was not able to access. And so in order to incorporate, I give the company, the full control of the company, to a Canadian friend. And the business grows so much, insane, that I take the attention of minister, politician, and the news. And I was like, oh yes, NewBornLander is great, but you know what? This is not fair. This is what I need to do in order to grow. And that is not good. That is not fair. And everyone became like, blow mind, like, oh my God, how this is happening. And a lot of citizens, like Canadian citizens, they don't know about the struggles that immigrants have. So I have this opportunity to share it. And as soon as they learn about it, everyone was so mad that I finished in the Confederation building, talking about the ministers was like, wow, okay, we will, and the policy change. So one, I love Canada because you are able to make change. But two, as an immigrant, I need to take so many steps, risky steps, to be able to move forward, and that is not fair. Then I get the policy change. I recovered the control of the company. After that, I got my permanent resident. But still, it is a problem about the permanent resident. I always say my business, the size of my business, will be 5 times bigger in all this year if I am able to focus in my business. I just moved to NewBornLander in October last year, and that is just not fair. And so I feel there is a huge piece that we need to advocate and speak. I feel we are in a great country where if you speak and I love that quote that is, tell the world what you intend to do, but first show it. And I believe at the end of the day, that is the power of a small business, that you can show in a smaller scale the good social impact that your business can have in your community. And the other thing is the daycares. Of course, it is a struggle for all women, like parents, doesn't matter if you are Canadian or an immigrant, but basically try to focus in an entrepreneurship and to apply, for example, to subsidy for the daycare. You need to have a letter of your employment and like your work, but if you are your own boss, that it doesn't count. So there I feel it is kind of a little unfair piece for entrepreneurs in general. But it's true that I feel that immigrants in that regard, many of us, we don't have family. We're alone here. We are trying to reinvent ourselves. Most of the credentials from our past background are not recognized. And so entrepreneurship is a big solution, but at the same time, I don't believe that exists the path to make it work in the same way that is working for others in this community. So yeah.
Excellent answer, Constanza. Thank you so much. And I have to say, like, what a legacy for you to leave behind as well, and getting that policy change and breaking down that barrier for so many newcomers and immigrants to Canada in that change. So massive bravo to you on that, truly. In the sake of time, I'm going to go to the next question. But Tatjana and Svetlana, is there anything quickly you'd like to add to that, or are you kind of resonating with what's been said so far?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Networking. We didn't have networking back then, like in my days. Today, with ease, we connect with people, but still, I find that a lot of people, they just don't network every day, don't prospect with influencers who can help them, right? So that's about it. The more people you have like that, I mean, the easier it's going to be. We didn't have LinkedIn back then. So for us today to have tribes with 200 people around us, all like-minded, that's a gift, right? But still, when you're newcomer, you still have to build that tribe, right? Build that community. So that was the biggest challenge for me. I had mentors, but not enough. They were all men, but we need. I was craving more resources, especially. I could tell that I could expedite the growth of my company by opening contacts to sell already today to China and India, right? Versus waiting a certain period of time. It comes with connections.
No, that's a great point, Svetlana, and that actually sort of leads me on to my next question, for each of you as well, in terms of how did you each go about building your professional network to support you in starting your business, but then also the your support system as well, right? Because, you know, when you move to a new country, typically, you know, you could be by yourself or maybe one family member's with you. You know, for me, I actually started working in entrepreneurship when I moved here, and I hadn't worked in it previously in Ireland. And I actually found the entrepreneurship world in Vancouver was such a fantastic way for me to build my network and my support system. I've met some incredible people through the work that I do as well. So I'd love to learn, and I'm sure there are attendees as well, you know, how did you build these networks and support systems to help you? Tatjana, I'll go to you first because we haven't really heard from you yet.
Thank you so much. So building a network and activity for social as well as for capital. For myself, going out for myself, I first started out into going into different university and post-secondary institutions because a lot of them have their own innovation hubs and entrepreneurship hubs. And going into the webinars, now I do know that this is quite a bit of challenge, especially for those that are working and having family, because most of the webinars or in-person networking events are conducted in the evenings. However, there's different networks that you could be visiting via different virtual sessions and learning from those aspects, as well as connecting, for example, such as this workshop, this event here. There is 35 individuals that you can connect with across the country. I think getting out there, looking into different local agencies supporting women entrepreneurs, immigrant women entrepreneurs. For example, in Calgary, that is all of your local immigrant serving agencies such as CIVA, CCIS, Center for Newcomers, TIAS, and so forth. And going to different networking events to be meeting their corporate partners as well as stakeholders and possibly investors. I think the BDC is also a great connect, Bank of Canada, just because Business Development Bank of Canada, they will offer programs, sponsorships, networks, mentors in your areas of entrepreneurship. There is quite a bit more. I would love to connect people in Alberta and across the country. So whomever is willing, please go ahead and connect with me on LinkedIn. So thank you.
Yeah, no, great. And yeah, great points there. And we've just put a link for BDC into the chat there as well. Nesreen, how about you? Were there specific social channels that you went down to create your network and support system when you moved here?
Yeah, I think that the newcomers programs that are introduced by different agencies and governmental programs are amazing opportunities for newcomers to build their networks on the professional and the social level, where you go and meet people from different backgrounds, from different professional backgrounds, and you meet them and you get introduced to them, and then you can build a professional network that helps you in your entrepreneurship journey or in your social network as well. At the end of the day, you will go into the room and you may think that you do not have anything to introduce or to share with the room, but the moment that you start the conversation, you will feel like, hey, like I'm going through the same experience. Let's share more about my story, and you'll find a lot of the people in the room, they're sharing the same experiences, and maybe they are looking for something that you have, or they are looking for a specific expertise that you have and you can provide. Sometimes that can lead to a job opportunity, to entrepreneurship, like collaboration, to improve like something in the marketing, a social media collab, like etc. I think that a lot of organization in your where you are now are providing these services from the provincial to federal programs. I start like looking into these networks, and they were so useful, helping me building my my professional and my social networks, in addition to provide me with some opportunities that helped me to support my business. You also can look into the nonprofit sector in Canada, which is doing amazing work when it comes to newcomers, refugees, women, minorities services. That also is a very wonderful option, because it will lead you to some services even in your mother tongue language. Sometimes you will feel like you will meet people from the same background that you are from, so that helps your social network a lot and introduce you to people who are sharing a lot with you. I highly recommend that you start like doing research on the internet and look into these options, and yes, take a step and get out of the house and go to these events, go to these networking events. And the good thing now, like after 2020 and all COVID, a lot of organizations provide online opportunities, and it's amazing that you will meet people online. And then if you think that you need to take this conversation further, you can just go for coffee or something in your local coffee shop, and that would be amazing. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Nesreen. And yeah, I agree with the, when you say your sentiment of just get out of the house, like saying yes to any networking opportunity or meeting someone new, you never know what's going to come out of a conversation. So kind of, you have to sort of put yourself out there, right, with going to those sorts of things. Constanza, anything you did differently?
Yeah, no, I would like to jump there because yeah, the truth is like you don't know anyone in your home. Nobody will be knocking your door and coming to you to give you the opportunity. So you need, and it is hard. I will say when I moved here, I didn't speak English at all. My name is so weird. I am the only one in Newfoundland and Labrador with this name, to be honest. And here in Newfoundland and Labrador, we don't have such a big diversity that you have in other provinces. So it's hard to show up to places where you feel that you don't belong. It is uncomfortable, and my English is different. Everyone's like, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? And so, and but I remember that I was like everywhere, every single place. I was like, hi, my name is Constanza, and this is the name of my business, and this is what I want to do, because I started on my home. And I was not an expert. I never touched a sewing machine, so I was not an expert in the industry. But the fact to go and show up everywhere, say my name everywhere, somehow you start to find the same people around. And that is how you start to create your networking. My mentors, which I will recommend, have mentors, and this mentorship is a struggle thing. I don't like the mentorship programs because it's really weird when somebody partners you with somebody that you don't know if you have a good match or not. So the solution for that is when you see somebody in these networking places that you hear and you like it, you choose that person. You invite that person to be your mentor. You will not ask like, hi, can you be my mentor? Because that is creepy maybe for some people, but it's like build a relationship from that place, connect later. Say like, hi, I can catch your brain 20 minutes. If you ask for an hour, no, people don't have time. Catch for 20 minutes and tell the story. And also this question about where are you from, that sometimes you feel like, definitely I don't belong because I look different. Well, take it as an opportunity. Like when you say like, oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Chile and I was a commercial lawyer here back home, but when I moved here, I couldn't enter to the labor market, so I started my business. The question after that introduction is like, tell me about your business. And then you start, so you practice your pitch before to go to networking, which is weird because it should be natural, but need to be intentional. It's not random. You choose people, you choose where you want to belong. Belong is a feeling. It is a process that the only thing that the system, like for example, Startup Canada, what is doing, putting us here together, it is create a sense of like, you belong to the ecosystem of entrepreneurship. And that is what organization does. They facilitate the process to make us feel that as much different we look, our English is weird, and our names are different. Yeah, but and you choose to belong here because I am trying to create that space for you. So I feel in retribution to that is where you intentionally go, show up, say your name, don't be shy. People don't expect that you will speak perfect. So networking is crucial. I choose my mentors in these places. And today in my growing time where I am right now, I use them every time that I can. And I feel a struggle. I call my mentors and they are there for me. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Constanza. I'm sure that resonated with a lot of people in the room. And I think with the mentorship, 100%. And there's so many fantastic mentorship programs out there. And to any of our speakers, if there are any programs that you have been a part of or are a part of, please feel free to share that in the chat for any of our attendees. Svetlana, do you have anything to add? I know you said that when you started out, there was no LinkedIn, so I'm sure that the way of networking for you was a lot different to how it looks today.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to hunt my man. Literally, I had to find who are those gentlemen who build companies, sold it to other companies. I had to literally target them and charm them, kill them with my passion, because I'm very passionate. They couldn't say no. They found me fascinating, mesmerizing, because that's like immigrants today, all of them in your room. That's what we've got. We've got that passion. We came here to make a difference. I believe none of the women, especially who come to this country, came to live average lifestyle. You came here, it's an opportunity to do phenomenal things. And that's what we all bring. It's that the biggest resource that we have it available for us in this country. If we activate this resource in front of Canadian market, everything is possible. But back then, in my days, we didn't have that in front of us. We didn't have computers like we have today. We didn't have those things. We only have 2 legs, right? So I really had to do it. But today, it's a joy to be in the marketplace. Every day we are prospecting, and to those people who don't have the network yet, you should be prospecting every day. Prospecting to people who have smile on LinkedIn or whatever your social media is. If they say, they should say on their profiles that they are there to help people. They're always looking for opportunities to grow personally and professionally. Those people very likely are going to say something when you are replying to them. I'm sending them prospecting messages. I'm looking for connecting. I'm a CAU impact investor. I'm fairly new to this country, but I'm very passionate to make the world a better place. Would you find 15 minutes for me? Those people, they always say yes, right? So today online does miracles for prospecting. Even if you use it wisely, it just creates the phenomenal lifestyle in a very expedited way. And you don't need to be as ballsy as me. I had to be. But today you can build a phenomenal relationship with beautiful people all over Canada and the globe. But Canada is fantastic. They are kind and tough.
Love that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think, you know, what's great about us being able to do these virtual sessions is we can bring people together from all across Canada who may not have been able to meet if it was just in person. So really hoping that everyone's able to stay for the networking breakout rooms. We have a really great question in the chat that I'll throw it out to all of our speakers and just let me know who wants to answer it. But they're asking, interested to hear about what were some of your struggles getting your banking or financial support for your business. So who would like to take that?
I didn't have any support. I did grow through sales, and that's what I recommend.
Growth for sales?
Grow through sales, yes. Yeah, create a product, sell one product, send 10, if your product is unique and makes a difference and change people's lives, you send your samples to wholesale distributors, private labeling, if you need help with distribution, let me know. But those people, they're always looking for good products, great products, right, that they can resell. And then you get a purchase order for them, from them, and then you go to the bank and factor the money. So you don't need, if the bank is in the room, thank you for helping us. But this is, I find that's the organic way, and I find that's the way it should be, in my opinion.
Thank you, Constanza.
Yeah, maybe I will say that depend a lot of your permanent, like your status as an immigrant. You approach sometimes to banks and they will not giving you even a credit card. Depending if you have a work or not, so, and the business for them is risky, especially if you are not a permanent resident, so nobody give you anything. Now, I found some banks, Scotiabank actually, that was the only one that at my time, when I didn't have the permanent resident, when I was working in a Starbucks, that was my first job. So they open a business card to me, and I need to give them, I don't know, let's say 1,000. So they give me a credit card of 1,000. And that is how I start to build, but I build a relationship with the bank with time. And now, of course, I receive the PR, the business grows. So then they give you now a big line of credit and everything else, right? But you need to build a relationship with them. And it is tough because first it's kind of, you need to prove that you are worth it, like it is kind of generation trust, which is, it is awkward because I was able to buy a house, but I was not able to get a credit card for my business, which is insane to think about that. But that is how it works. So I would say that, and also if you have, I don't know, like partners, I feel sometimes, when you approach to the banks, for example, and you say that you're a business and you need financials or whatever, have a strong business plan helps. I hate business plan, to be honest, because you write 35 pages and it's like nobody read them. But if you are starting from the scratch and you are requesting financial or something, have a strong business plan. If you don't have solid numbers, would be a great idea to have. I didn't make my business plan after 3 years because my writing is not great and I will not waste my time, but I have a really strong business canvas. So I was able to pitch and to show in a really short way a strong, idea and business. And that helped me. And definitely, depending of your status of immigration, will be some program open to you to access to grants and things, and other doesn't. So yeah, but financial is tricky because also depending of every province have different, approaches, I feel.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you so much, Constanza. I don't know, Nesreen or Tatjana, do you have anything to add to that on your own experience in, the banking or financial side of starting your business?
For us, it was predominantly through grants, social incubators, investors, and kind of some private incubators as well in receiving grants. I have dropped in a chat a file of currently some grants that are available. I just want to say that the digital adoption grant is to expire by the end of September. So if you're looking to apply, please get on that as soon as possible. And the second one is the COVID one in response, and that one is no longer available. But the other, I believe there is a document of about 50. The rest are available. If you do have in your network good grant writers, that would be really good to get them to write it up for you. If not, there is a lot of, again, social servicing agencies that will do it for you. For example, I volunteer through CIVA, Calgary Immigrant Women Association, and I do business grants for the ladies and the participation in their programs. So this network can get out there, and yes, I hope the document will help some of you.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that, Tatjana. I'll share another grant like support organization. They're called Granted Consulting, and so I'll add them into the chat as well. And we also have a webinar that we did on grants a couple months ago as well. So we'll also put that into the chat as well, to if anyone's interested in learning more about the types of grants that are out there and writing those proposals. Nesreen, I also want to give you an opportunity to speak on the banking and financial side of this. Nesreen?
Sorry, I was mute. I would like to insist on what my colleagues just mentioned, that everyone's experience is different. So I do not see any issue of in trying. I highly recommend that you use the same bank that you have your personal banking account, because they know you. They can check on your financial personal financials, and it depends on the how much trust your financials as a person. So that help them to determine your eligibility for credit line, for credit cards, and start from there. Similar to what other women had just mentioned, that yes, it's risky for banks, and it's so weird, the system, that they can give you money to buy a house, but they do not give you a business card of $1,000, even if it's like for $1,000 to be prepaid or something. They are no longer doing that in Canada, unfortunately. So my recommendation would be that go to your personal bank and tell them your story, explain your business, and use your numbers if you have the numbers needy. If not, use your business plan. But that helps a lot. If they can see your numbers, they can see your credit card transactions and how regular you pay your credit cards. So they determine how much they can trust you. And I think that it always depends on the person that is dealing with your personal banking issues. If they trust you, they will recommend that you get the credit card, and that their recommendation is playing a very crucial role in the bank decision to give you a credit card. So if you are dealing, for example, with a Scotia or CIBC, just go back to the same bank. Do not go or jump to, for example, TD or BMO, because they will ask, like, why you are coming to ask us, like, while you're doing your personal banking and another bank accounts, and that will bring more question marks about your financials. Yeah, that's it.
That's a great piece of advice, Nesreen. And continuing on that topic, and just to sort of say, we have about 5 minutes or so left of this segment, but Avneet has put a question in to the chat and has asked, does anyone have a general idea or notion, a general idea or notion is that women entrepreneurs are reluctant to apply for debt funding as compared to men, and they're asking, can anyone share their opinions on this? So, to our speakers, or maybe one of our attendees, does anyone have any experience in applying for a bank loan, and what was that process like, or why you chose not to go down that route and go for grants and VC funding?
I can jump, maybe. I feel like as an entrepreneur, the background, lawyer back home, like business, I am not sophisticated, let's say, in business. So always when you go inside and it's like, and the debts and get loans, like I was really rejecting these ideas. I started my business with $360, like literally the tips that I saved from Starbucks, and to buy the machine and a couple of fabrics. And from that, I put it and grow. But at some point, if you want to go bigger, like to move from home to here, I need to take something, right? So that take me time. And I would say, here the question saying comparison and like with men's, right? I was a really interesting, and this is a topic to talk another day maybe, but it is a lot about your relationship with money, and depending where you come from, your education, your approach to money could be working different ways. Personally, where I come from, and the family that I get raised and educated was really conservative, where men's was the administrators. My mom gave all the salary to my father. So women's are not good to administrate. Women's are not good for business. And I truly need to fight against that now doing business. Because one thing is when you don't have money, but the problem is when you have money, what you will do with the money. And I found myself like, I don't want to waste it. I want to save it for safety. Like, what is that? That is, is when you are afraid, what you don't know how to invest, and you don't know what to do with the money. So I realized that I have a problem, a challenge using the money. And that is where I take a course about how to build my relationship with money. And getting loan is fine. You are in business, you are growing, but it's a learning process that keep you at the point when you need to recognize that you have a struggle, like why you are afraid when you are a business owner, your imposter syndrome and fears are there, but you act from places of love, of motivation, coming back to your why you are doing this. And then you take the decisions, not from places of fear. And that is so crucial when you are investing or getting loans, or definitely, I mean, we're entrepreneurs, you don't start with money. Probably you go for grants, you go for free money. And then you go with loans, not maybe directly from the bank, like it's many other programs and things, if you can access. And finally, you go to the loan with not good interest from banks, And so but the relationship with money is a huge player, could be a player in your journey as an entrepreneur. So maybe reflect on that. How you grow with money? How was the relationship with money when you was young? Your parents, how they approached to money? Because all that affect in who you are today.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Constanza, for speaking on that. I don't know if any of our other speakers wanted to add to that. But I definitely saw some people nodding, Constanza, as you were talking through that, and there's some comments in the chat as well with people that are most certainly agreeing with that sentiment.
Yeah, I can agree with her. I was thinking the same. Like most of the time, we want to save money. We want to just keep the earning we have, but sometimes it's good also to allow ourselves to spend that money and to invest in ourselves. Like I think the best investment we can have is really for ourselves, for our training, for our like connection and doing networking and investing in a website or in whatever our business need. And I think, yeah, it's really about how you grew up, what was the relation with money in your family, and I totally feel what Constanza was saying.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, Astrid. All right, well, listen, I'm gonna put us all into our breakout rooms. I want to ensure that we have a good chunk of time for this. I feel like we barely scratched the surface with these questions. I think we could definitely stay